Hey, hey, hey! Welcome, welcome. Oh, where's Ken? Invisible today. Hi, Brendan.
Hello.
Hi, Ken. Ken is coming back. Hi again.
Oh, started.
Good evening, Brendan and Ken. Here we go. Come back again.
Hi,
Evening.
everybody.
I heard today Ken is a little bit of sore throat, so maybe we can let Ken rest a little bit from not talking too long. But I'm sure he can't do that lah. No, no worry. Today we have Brendan come back again. I guess because of quite a busy kind of schedule. Maybe Brendan, you said something to announce it for the
Um,
SNT program.
oh,
Can you mention that?
all right. So recently we are actually one of the 232 companies that are selected for the Selangor Accelerator program.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, that is basically a startup program that the Selangor government is making available to support startups like mine.
Whoa, he's actually selected from, like how many companies that actually joined for this?
Reportedly, 232 companies applied, and they shortlisted it to about 30 over companies, right? But if I'm not mistaken, only six will win something. Yeah, but
Ah, I see.
I found the experience, the startup journey to be quite well curated by the team. I didn't expect much, but today was second session, and I actually got quite a bit as a startup.
I see, I see. Anyway, the technology we already tried before is actually, I would say, it's a very great tools already. You just need to, right? Like how we wanted to manage to make it goods for others, you know.
Exactly.
So that's exactly when you bring it to startup is the very best way.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, like
Hopefully,
today we'll go with our today's topic. Where is it? Oh yeah, here you go. Why your social media feed could destroying your life? Okay, why your social media feed could destroying your life? Because normally when we saying social media, it's kind of like we want to get updated with what is happening now, and which is actually related to what I interested, which usually the algorithm did. But why you say it could destroying our life, or maybe it's already destroying our life? Okay, maybe we can start with Mr. Brandon first. What you think about it?
all right. So, why your social media feed could be destroying your life, right? It sounds really dramatized, right? But basically, the idea is that everything that you see on social media is actually hugely curated. Did you
Curated.
Yes, did you know it is a full-time job of a team of people just to manage the social media account for celebrities?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense to us. Yes.
Yeah. So, literally, almost everything that you see on social media has been processed, has been curated, so that you see what people want you to see. And basically, the hypothesis is that that will create intense comparison, right? Comparison of what you see online versus what you experience on a day to day basis. But are you
Uh,
aware that what you are seeing online is merely a creation of a team of people, right? So, how are we to balance ourselves emotionally when every day, right? We already live in a very fast-paced and stressful environment for many of you who are commuting, who are traveling long distances to get to work, right? You have your KPIs, you have your relationship challenges, and to add on to all that, right? whatever time that we have a very familiar motion of doing this, right? And some people, even before they brush their teeth, they already swiping their phone, right? Do you know
Okay.
people who are doing that?
You. So it sounds like TV to me. Also, like the TV advertisement before that. When there's the era that without the phone. Well, our age, the era without the phone, right? TV advertisement actually uh just work like what you are saying just now, like it's actually curated by a team of marketing. They wanted you to see what you want to feel on the product, what you want to see on the product, what's the ingredient there, how to feel, and then why you need it, and after you take it, what is the result, to pump the info
Precisely.
to it precisely. But nowadays it's on social media, which actually we still asking ourselves, why do we need social media? But we still using it every day.
Yes, because the algorithm that actually makes you addicted to your social media is extremely powerful. It is so powerful that the people who created social media are not allowing their children to use social media.
Oh, and
Talk
that's who is
about
it?
talk about the ironies of life, because they understand that the algorithm will take over. Let's face it, we all have been in situations that we are stuck on social media, whether we like it
Mm,
or not, right?
yeah.
So why? Why is that happening? Because social media, the algorithm learns whatever you like, whatever you spend time on. Even when you scroll through your feed, as you pause on certain posts for that multi-second, that microsecond, the algorithm understands, the algorithm remembers. And the algorithm will be enhanced to actually give you dopamine hits, right? Every time you pause on a specific picture for longer than a microsecond, right? The system knows. And the system will use that information to drag your eyeball, to drag your attention, to drag your brains into the system and not let you go. Hence, social media could be destroying your life without you realizing it.
I guess most of the people will agree, at least partials of it, or maybe full of it on this statement, but they will just can't do anything, feeling like it's actually a behavior, or actually it's a norm. It's a norm. The thing is that people feel like it's a norm，对吗？对 Ken 来说，就是我们可以说这个社交媒体的 feed，就是那个社交媒体内容吧，是可以 actually destroy，就是会摧毁我们的生命，摧毁我们的生活。But 你会怎么看 Ken？
我怎么说呢？很多人说毒品不好，是吧？那毒品是因为给我们快乐dopamine，但是你去医院的时候，这些一模一样的毒品可以救人命，所以不是那个毒品好还是不好，是我们怎么去用它。
用它的
因为今天刚刚我就吃了点药，我就讲去这些analogy，所以就对我来说，我怎么用 social media 呢？我就是比如。我当 social media 是一个方便的东西来，每一天晚上睡觉之前我有看，可是我当时看书，我不花那么多时间看书来睡觉，反而我去看，然后好像 Brendan 说的那个 algorithm 看我看什么东西，就很多类似一样的东西出来，所以我有2个手机，一个是看金融和货币的新闻，所以每一次我看一打开就是所有都是讲金融跟货币的新闻。然后另外一个是自己用的，所以我只要换手机，我每一个东西看到就是像学习一样， 然后那是因为这些 algorithm 是看你看什么东西。那比如说 Brandon 刚刚说的，你停那边1秒，停那边2秒。以前我有做过自己的网，就是你 accept cookies，但是现在很多 app 啊，你不用 accept cookies，因为你 download 之前它已经把所有的 terms and conditions 放进去了，所有的 cookies 那边，它一 update。你的跟着 update， 如果是 web browser 呢，你要去按 click 一个很多东西 pop up 出来是 accept all cookies。cookies 的意思就是让后面的 backend 去 track 你每1分钟、每1秒你在哪一个 page， 你 click 哪一个 page， 然后有没有 lead 到你去那边，这些全部都是有关于到backend analytics。哪怕我们用 YouTube 来做 live，YouTube 也帮我们做完 analytics 了，有多少个人进来看，他看多久。这个 viewer 看多久，然后它 engagement 是多少了 ，reach 是多少，连 meta 的那些都有，所以这些东西是可以，你对一个人说，我以前要做一个生意很难做，现在我用网来做个生意，你以前要打广告，你花多少钱来打广告？我们只有电视机可以打广告，你放 billboard 在外面的那个 highway 那边放一个大的 billboard， 那每个月赚你多少钱？这些全部都是钱。现在如果我们用 social media 来做生意，我们打广告，哪怕是 Instagram、Facebook、Meta、Threads、X、Twitter 还是 X， 这些打广 TikTok、抖音，就是用这些来打广告，不用分钱。10年前、20年前，你跟人家说你要打广告，免费广告，谁会去相信？那现在你说打广告是免费的，是真的是有。所以是看我们怎么，我看都是看我们怎么用和怎么。I think as long as we are self-aware of what we want to get out of social media, if it's entertainment, so be it. I mean, it keeps you entertained at least, for 4 hours, 5 hours instead of. But you're spending $0 for entertainment. But if you think that this can help you in a way, then like anything addiction, if it's too much or too little, it's always not a positive impact on your life. Anything can be an addiction, and when it becomes an addiction, that's when the problem starts. If it doesn't become an addiction, it becomes a pattern or a hobby, then I think that's where 就是我们可以利用这些东西来让我们的生活更好。如果现在要等飞机1个小时，我唯一一个东西陪着我是我的电话，还是我坐在飞机上面4个小时、5个小时？唯一一个东西可以让我，然后我又睡不着，唯一一个东西可以帮到我就是现在的 technology 就在这边。对，所以都是看怎么用。
Ken 的意思就是说，我们怎样要把它当成一个好的 tools， 对自己来说是一个怎么去好好利用这个 tools，rather than just follow 我们
rather than 依赖，
就是 rely on it， 或者是 follow 我们现在一个习惯去做事情，比如说起来就习惯去滑，其实也不懂自己为什么要滑，也不懂想要看什么资料，也不想要看什么 content。Because before 我们这么 data bombing 的时候，我觉得可能我们的资料，我们可能是有个目的性的去找资料。It could be we have an objective to search online or search social media, because we might want to see what happens with my friends now. Then we go social media, we take a look. Usually they're sharing their latest photos. There's the time there is not so complicated yet. I would say the content on the social media. There's about I think more than 5 or 10 years ago. So the time we still can aware about why, the reason we want to use social media or internet. But the thing when this is become norm nowadays is like we get used to it and we will follow our own pattern. It's just like we said before. For what I think is like it's just like our emotion. We follow our own pattern. All the way we do this with this reaction, the same result, and we do it again without changing, without aware on the consequences of it. So 我觉得 social media 这个可以提醒我们，就是说，我们如果 aware about 这个 algorithm 还有 social media 对我们的好处坏处，我们好好去利用这个 tools 的话呢，其实我们也可以用这个 practice 在我们自己的 emotion 上面，对吗 ，Mr. Ken？ 对吗？对不对 ，Brandon？ So 你在笑这样，应该是我讲到这个东西是应该是是对不对的？你觉得
？So it is very important that, as Ken mentioned, we use social media as a tool, right? As a tool, it is amazing. It is super powerful, right? Within a few scrolls, you know exactly what your friends are up to, right? To the date, updated news, right? However, we need to be aware that it could be destroying your life if you do not use it wisely. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when we think about social media, there is always a pressure to maintain the perfect image on social media, because you know that when you post something, possibly there are thousands of people looking at every single thing you post. So consciously, you are very, very conscious of what you post and how people perceive what you post, right? Many people become trapped in that cycle, right? And that is very dangerous because, as I mentioned earlier, right, other people's social media may be curated by an entire team of people. But when you do your own social media, you are just doing it solo. And
Ah.
there will be thoughts of comparison that comes up. We are only human, right? So when we scroll, when we see the highlight reel, right? When we see the glamorous pictures that other people post, right? It is very normal that we will feel inadequate. Yes, it is not very normal that we feel, why does my life does not look so much like their life? Why is their life so much better than mine? And then these thoughts become a vicious cycle, bringing you deeper and deeper and deeper into the comparison loop. But bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, it is a highlight reel. And many social media influencers have an entire team working for them to post things for you to see.
Yeah, I will say make it like this, simple. As a conclude, you think you are one brand to do your own solo this called social media setup or customize, but people are like feel a team of 50 brains to doing this. So if you feel uncomfortable, like 为什么我的生活没有他这样美好，或者为什么我做出来的 video 没有他这么好，为什么我的照片没有他这么漂亮，为什么我写的文字没有他那么好，then you know already actually there's actually behind there's a team of people who really like it or not, you can comment down there. Agree it or not, you can comment down there, or whatever you thought, you can comment down there. Let us know. Type here and actually let us know what you feel about your social media feed to you. Actually, you use it as a tool, like Ken say, use it as a tool to help you on your business or even on your relationship, or maybe on letting you to free your mind, maybe actually helping you to release your emotion for some, right? Keyboard
Or maybe you
warrior.
have 3 phones.
Speaking about phones, like holding like few phones, I personally can't do that. I can only handle one. I try myself, like I have another Android phone for my work, and then I have one iPhone for my personal, and then I had another phone. It's actually just for could be my company phone. I can't handle too much. Because like you say, a phone is just not a phone. Maybe it have its own account, own ID to actually represent all the social media or all the account, email, whatever there. Then you need to actually have so much of heart. It's just like you got so much of baby, you need to take care of everyone. But I can't take care myself with my real family. But I can't really take care about so many virtual of me, to be. 是这样吗 Ken？ 你会有这种感觉，还是其实你可以 manage 到很好的？来，这个手机就是 for 这个手机 for 那个，这个 account 就 for 这个 email for 这个是 like everything arranged perfect。
我以前是这样，过后我也是全部换去一个手机了。 因为我带出去也当麻烦，因为我们男人嘛，通常都没有带包包出去的嘛，所以就口袋可以放多少？以前我放3粒手机在口袋，然后就是每一个裤子都是要那个口袋比较大的，不然就放在衣服这边，必须要有口袋。过后我就觉得太麻烦了，就换去一个，然后其他的电话我就当它是看书。像我说的，如果我那个电话我不看别的东西，我只看我要看的东西，那个 algorithm 就知道我看什么东西，什么类似的类型，我一刷去左边 Android phone 你刷去左边呢，都是最新的新闻出来了嘛，所以我所有的新闻都是关于到金融和货币的。
So the key here is 你不是把它当一样的手机来用，你把它当成是一个latest technology 的 tools。
我有时间的时候我要读书，我要看
一个电子书，可对你来说，就是我安排这个时间是看这些书，关于要 capture 这些 idea，capture 这些最新的 news 那 news 的时候，我就用这个手机。It sounds like 我 actually did something the same。like 我上一次有一次去 Europe travel 的时候，我就带2个手机，一个是我的 personal，another for phone data，and work as a camera. That phone is just work for camera, you know. Your personal, you hold it because you know everything is there. But if you're going out to Europe, you know, your phone could be suddenly just disappear like magic. So that will be epic. Actually, for me, it's actually 那个我就当它是个相机这样使用。Then you won't confuse. This one got no account, no anything. Just function as a photo, and all the gallery photo. You just need to make sure up to the cloud will do, or else the machine go, then at least you got photos. So 当我们知道这个东西它的 purpose and the function, you're aware. Actually, I found that 你在 control the social media or maybe the phone or the device or the new latest technology you got, you are in control, right, Brendan? So I think this the key is very important. You need to be in control of aware, but of course to control you need to aware of this thing, but it's just like emotion, right? You need to be aware, then only you can control the I still remember we discussed about emotion is neutral, but when we in control we can actually make it to actually benefit to us. Is it correct?
Precisely, Everett. Yeah, over the weeks we have talked a lot about emotions, right? So social media, in essence, it's a tool, right? 是一个工具，所以我们应该好好利用这个工具 right? However, I would also like to remind our audience that social media can be a very, very slippery slope, right?
Slippery slope, okay.
Sometimes when we are climbing the slope, we think that we are in control. We are wearing the right shoes, avoiding puddles, right? But because it's a very slippery slope, the second that you are not aware, you could fall, right?
You're trapped.
Yes, and it is okay. It is okay to fall occasionally, but we must learn from where we fall. Otherwise, we fall for no reason. So when we are going through social media, if you find yourself in a vicious loop, right? You feel lousy after you scroll social media. You feel empty, right? Perhaps that emotion is a sign for you to change your social media consumption
pattern.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was just about to ask that question. Is like, how do you realize that you actually fall into a trap or a slippery slope, or like you say, like because we use social media, is like we are in the control. You know? It's on your phone, your account. You control it, like switch it on, switch it off, turn it on, turn it on. We think we are doing it, and then we like it, we click like. We don't like it, we just scroll. It looks like we control on it, you know. But how? One of the way that you're saying that when we need to know how we feel after we actually have this all content social media. If you feel like lousy kind of feeling, or maybe in a loop of kind of bad emotions, maybe like
it's a signal.
It's a signal, right? Constantly feeling like disappointed or maybe comparison with others. I don't know. Ken 是吗？你会不会有这样子的遭遇或者是 experience before？会看了 social media 会觉得好像接受了很多奇奇怪怪能量在身体里面，会吗？
这个是我呢年龄就可能比较大，我们就是有网的时候，我们已经是年龄比较大。以前我们上网要等3分钟、5分钟，要听一首歌。但是现在小孩子刚生出来就有个 iPad 了，所以可能不一样。我们也要想说，因为我们刚开始要学，我也觉得我没有一个 Facebook account 呢，到 Facebook 已经开了7年8年过后我才开一个，没有，2022才2年前我刚刚开一个 Facebook account，之前我是开来看新闻而已，才2年前我就放我的照片在那边说这个是我。Just 2 years ago, and that was what Facebook has been there for like 10 years or 20 years. But I think it all 就是看experience 嘛，我们 at the end of the day is our life's experience, and for first person that receive a call， 其实我第一次我去英国的时候，我买一个手机，他说要买保险嘛，我说这个保险是如果手机不见还是什么，他们赔多一个手机，我说不错，我买了保险过后没到1小时。我刚买了新的手机，有新的电话号码，电话来了，然后说我就是那个保险公司，我现在要你的卡的资料，然后来去我们有 offer 就更好的这个保险。他没有说他是另外一个保险公司，过后我才发现到他是另外一个保险公司，那是已经有10个电话打过来了，全部都是说一模一样的东西，但是他们一直要 undercut， 然后我的 credit card 就那个 debit card 就一直 charge 在不一样的地方 ，but如果第一次刚刚这个很容易被骗到，可是你中过了，你就知道现在我收到任何手机，我无聊陪他们聊天，我没空我直接不接，我无聊还可以陪他们聊天，他们一直打过来，我会打回去10倍，如果我有时间，我说我跟你玩，你打给我，我不会 block 你，可是我打回给你10倍，你不用做生意，他们马上就不理我，就是经验嘛，对吗？就是我们生活的经验，所以 social media 也是 social media， 我觉得也是我。等我接触 social media 的时候，我才看到，我看别人怎么 post 什么东西都不会影响到我，那是因为不用说在 social media 看，在生活里面看也不会影响到你，那连电脑都不会影响到你了。At the end of the day, but 但是有一个故事，你看不是去年还是刚刚发生的东西，在苏邦 Airport 有几个人被抓，因为他们偷偷爬进去来拍 Instagram 照片，以为当那个飞机是他们的私人飞机。
Oh, yes.
是吧？ I think I heard this news somewhere before, last year or MCO year. I can't remember. Just recently, right? That is, I think, when people are starting to compare with each other, trying to be better at other people in social media, or just to gain
attention.
Yes, just to gain the likes and followers and all this, is it? I think that itself is another black hole that people fall into, that they do whatever it takes just to get more likes and more engagement. And at the end of the day, look, I've known people with 2 million followers account, right, in YouTube, and they earn only what? It's not to say, you've got 2 million followers that you'll be super rich. The algorithm behind that is very, 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 very complicated, and it depends on where you are as well. If you have 2 million followers YouTube in Malaysia, I would say your earning is probably only 2,000 ringgit a month. And you know how much you have to spend to get that 2 million followers? It'll be more than that, and it's only 2,000 ringgit. That's why I said it depends on where you are, what is the advertisement, and where is the advertisement targeted at, and how much is the advertiser paying in a currency, right? If you're based in the US, it's different, and it's the engagement, it's the like, and the number of how the engagement, how they watch from start to the end, and it's too complicated. I don't even know how it all works, right? So it's not to say that the moment you get. And it depends on what content you're giving as well. If you're just giving out content where you're taking selfies every day, at the end of the day, it depends on whether that engagement is there or not to get that
the value, right?
The value.
You never think about it. So actually, it can remind me about numbers. It's one of the social media things that most people will concern about is the likes number. You know, that's why Instagram actually comes out with a function that you actually hide the likes count, so that people will focus more on content. Which is official statement for that lah. But anyway, I can notice not just I even though myself will actually is a 我不懂，我觉得这个习惯 is like a habit. When you post something, you will look at the comment number and the like number. Of course, you won't compare with the others, KOL and all this. Like got so many brands at the end to do their to facilitate, you know. But you will compare to your previous post to see whether is it or to question yourself maybe is it I post something silly than before? Is it I posting something nonsense? Is it my algorithm? Then this thing is actually when I think back, this thing is actually eat out all your time. You see, it's like usually we post just because of personal kind of hobby, I would say. Maybe like everybody is on social media. Yeah, aspire to want to share. You know, you just wanted to actually to let people know how am I doing now, and maybe try to connect with some of the friends who wanted to connect with you. But you will just with this habit and go look at the likes and comment. That could be maybe because of algorithm as well, is it? Or that it's actually a habit to a human psychology way. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe Brandon, you have any thought on this?
So I believe you are referring to the impact of constant comparison on our
okay.
Yeah. So we are wired that way, right? So when we look at a post, right, we will see how many likes, right? And in our mind, the higher number of likes will equate to more worthy of your time to actually focus on that piece of information. Right? So
or it's like more people agree what you say. 6 for attention, 6 for
validation.
Validation, yeah, 肯定.
Yes, precisely. However, did you know that there are certain companies out there that actually provide social media tweaks? Are you aware that there are companies out there? Which means that the likes and the number of people that you see for certain accounts may or may not have been inflated.
It's not organic at all.
Exactly. So, if we do not have awareness of this kind of information, we may be led to believe something that may not be true.
Yeah. It's actually covered or maybe notified, I would say, 被伪装了那个 appearance. But what if we're talking about compare with ourselves? 为什么我们会有这种习惯或者 pattern like to care about the numbers of people's likes? Like just now Ken said validation, like seek for 肯定，我们需要得到更多人肯定。来，我 post 这个东西是不是大家也 agree that 我想这个东西是你也是肯定的，你觉得你喜欢你就会 like 嘛。So every like is kind of like equal to they agree to what you say. If there's less like, means that people won't care about what you say, bullshit, or maybe they just miss. I mean, I don't know. It could be people won't see at all what you already post. But if you're less like than the post previous one, I mean, 你之前的 post 跟现在的 post 比较，你就会觉得今天我讲的东西要比较笨一点，你有没有？为什么会有这种心态？
Fantastic. Let us elaborate on what you just mentioned, Everett. So first of all, it is merely your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It is merely your opinion and the voice inside you that says what you said just now, right? Lesser number of likes does not mean that whatever you said in this new posting, it is not true or it is silly. No, that is just our internal voice. But thank you for bringing it up, because that is precisely what many, many, many people fall into as a trap, right? Why is that person's like so much higher than mine? Does it mean that that person is living a better life than me? Why? I feel so depressed, right? So that constant comparison of that person to you has an impact on your mental health. So it's very, very important for us to be aware of that natural comparison. Whether we like it or not, it just happens naturally.
Mhm. So speaking about constant comparison, Ken, what you think about constant comparison? Is it constant comparison is actually not good at all to us, or how we actually can utilize this actually? But some of it maybe use it as a energy to motivate myself. Okay, maybe I'm not handsome enough. Okay, tomorrow I will go train my gym and cut my hair, do all these things, make it look natural and follow. But some may just get depressed and get to get emo, those. Can how you
All right. Maybe there are some challenges with the audio, Everett's audio. So maybe Everett can mute it and then come back again, right? Because there was distortion just now. So I think it is very important for us to be aware that social media can be amazing as a tool, but also be destroying your life.
with I need to double here. Can you hear clearly? Or you can hear me? Or I also cannot. It's
Very
soft.
wavy.
Can you say something? Can you say something?
Okay, check, sound check. Live stream, sound check. 1, 2.
Everyone is distorted now. Whatever.
Oh, I'm distorted as well?
No, no,
Yeah.
you are good. You are good. I think it's your earphones. Maybe you just
My ear.
take out the
Okay,
earphones
okay.
and use the
Maybe.
speaker. Yes. So as you can see, our program is
It's
called.
better now?
Yes, perfect.
Cool. Okay, I think it's a lot of short of battery, maybe.
So I would like to take this opportunity to also tell the audience who is watching, right, that what you see is totally unscripted, and you see what you get. However, on social media, every post that comes out from an influencer is something that the influencer uses to make money. So take a moment to think of who is the product. Is it the social media feed that you're scrolling? Or is it you yourself becoming a product of social media? Something to think
Yeah.
about today.
Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. Yeah, who is the product now? Yeah, the question I asked about Ken is just uh, saying that social media. What's the question again? Sorry. Let me think back just now when.
Comparison, right? You're asking
Yeah,
something on
the
comparison.
sense of comparison. Yeah.
I think it depends on who you're comparing with. Are you comparing with other people, or are you comparing with yourself? And
Uh-huh.
if you're comparing with yourself, to me, you see, I treat my social media. I don't care about the number of likes. I don't even care about the number of people that sees it or even agree or disagree. And I never reply to anybody's comment because I don't care. Because I treat it as two things. One, as my own personal journal for me to that is
Uh,
stored in somebody else's server that I'm
mm,
not paying for, that somebody else is paying for it. And I can look back and look at the timeline and at what time I post and when I post as my own personal journal and diary. And second is as my own, what do you call this? A recorded moment at that time in my life.
mm.
And of course, I post only things
So
that
another tools.
yeah, I use it as a tool of something that I'm interested in. So today something happened as a news. Instead of trying to remember it, which I know I'll forget 1 month later, I might as well just post whatever news article that I thought is will be important for me in the future, and I just post it out there. Then anytime I can log into my own account again that somebody is storing for me for free, and then have a look at it instead of storing in my own phone that I can go missing or I forget to back up in the cloud.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what I would say maybe is comparing with myself. And I used to have another website where I wrote a book and tried to promote the book. That's when I learned how to create all this website for free, by the way, using social media to how to create a website to how to do SEO. That's how I understand what the cookies are and all this. And and then of course from there I created a social media as advertising. And then the whole thing is a journey that about learning. Then I learned something new, which I may or may not use in the future, but it is something learned that is will be forever be here. 价值一辈子在这里，没有一个人都能拿走。
Mm.
So
Okay.
that's when I started posting a lot, but I post in a way that I'm making videos, and I learn how to make videos, and I post in a way that I write articles. And the more I write, and when I look back, the first few articles were crappy, lousy articles. And then as I go on and on and on and more, my article and word writing becomes better and better and better. So it's
Mm.
not only trying to sell my product, I'm improving myself as well at the same time, just by writing every day, thinking of some article to write to get attention. Eventually, I become a better writer. Now I'm a freelancer in Upwork. Upwork is actually okay, no free advertisement. It's actually a cloud
Yeah.
service
Freelance.
based in the US, where we become freelancers. I'm a freelance writer. I'm a ghost writer for some people there, and becomes an additional income as a hobby. The hobby becomes income because of that. You see, you never know what that leads to. So I mean, for those that think, oh, my content, I get very few likes, and they feel disheartened. But it doesn't matter if you're learning something and you're something that you're getting better at every day, or like Brendan said, instead of after looking at other people's feed, then you feel bad with yourself, then that's a negative impact. But if it's something that is creating a positive impact in our life, then social media is a very good tool, free tool to use. It can be a free tool to destroy your life as well. so
Yeah.
that's how you
Exactly,
choose.
exactly.
So
So if you
over
compare
here,
with other people, like I think what they were asking, compare other people, I think that tends to lead to, it can lead to positive or negative. It can be like, oh, 那个人的生活是这样，我也要这样，我要努力这样. Then it becomes a positive impact. If you look at that, 我的生活真的很可怜啊，别人的生活比较好. Then it creates a negative impact. Or the best way, I think, compare with yourself. Then you
yeah.
only want to improve.
So over here we can actually inspired from what Ken and Brandon say, right? So it's actually awareness about your pattern on using the social media as a tool, or actually you just follow your own pattern like everyone, just use it as a as a habit already, then let the social media control you, then you will become the product. That's your choice, right? Actually, social media online or offline, to me is like it's the same thing. It's like never change. Just make the things faster and a faster pace. It's actually an offline when you gather in a place, right? You also will do the comparison, like the day before we have one episode about talking about the stress when we have during gathering, right? So you will very. I think it's a nature of human that you will feel comparison, because when you feel comparison, that it's either make you up or make you down. It's either the emotion you have is neutral, so you either make you motivated, or actually remind you have to actually pick up now. You are too lazy for a long time already, or is it actually make you worse? If you have a bad emotion, you keep continue to loop and loop and loop and loop, then you make it worse. So things is not because of the social media online nowadays for technology. It's actually happened already in our human. For me, I think it's actually the nature of it. But it just we need to keep remind ourselves, like inspired by the how can use this as tools, and how Brandon saying that social media, the algorithm work at the back there, so we can actually aware ourselves when we continue daily habit, switching up on the phone, and suddenly don't know why I press Instagram already. I didn't really wanted to press it. I just want to switch on, actually check my calendar. Suddenly I see the number and the logo that I press it already. I don't even
Notifications.
no.
Notifications.
Oh, actually, I have this habit, like I turn off almost all notifications unless the important one. But still, sometimes I just switch on. I will just press the WhatsApp or the Instagram because too many times you press it, so it becomes a pattern, a habit for my brain. Easily when I'm thinking of something else, maybe I'm trying thinking of some work, I'm doing, then my hand need it already. So there's a trap lah for me. To me, I see it as a trap. It's not.
Even though you are aware.
Yeah. So it actually bring one more term to me, talking about social media is the FOMO, fear of missing out. Like a lot of things, I think even the audience here could be heard it before, fear of missing out. So where we can't live without our phones nowadays, most of it. But maybe we can hear from Brandon. Is there any practice that we can overcome this FOMO thing?
Mm,
Maybe you can talk
okay.
about FOMO in a short way. What is it actually lead to from emotion perspective?
So basically, FOMO stands for fear of missing out. So perhaps can have a hashtag, right? FOMO. So what it means is basically that in constantly scrolling so that you do not miss out on things that may benefit you. All right. So, but this becomes the excuse that many people actually use so that the phone is always with them 24/7. Right? But it has become an excuse for them to constantly swipe on the phone without realizing that it is disrupting everything in their lives. From their focus at work to the quality time with their family to personal relaxing time that you need by yourself. All these social media with their very, very powerful algorithms know you better than you know yourself. And they use this information against you. Have you ever scrolled social media mindlessly and then you just your attention falls on a post that triggers your emotions? Have you realized that? And
Oh,
as it triggers your emotions, you could do two things. Okay, one is you comment like stupid, you know, so it sparks off a storm, and your emotion will engage other people who knows you their emotion into this subject matter, right? And suddenly that topic becomes viral, right? So you need to be very, very aware that it is a trigger. Some of the less responsible social media influencers, they will ride on these very controversial topics because they know very clearly that it evokes emotions. And when your emotion is evoked, right, some people may stay quiet, but some people are very, very vocal about it. And in media, as they say conventionally, uh, no attention is bad attention, right? Because they know that when you're engaged, when you're angry, when you're emotional, it's good for their business.
yeah, you need to have topics.
Yes.
How about
Correct.
Ken? Do you you looks like you're saying like you can very aware about these tools, and then you know how you actually controlling this tech thing because you know what happens behind. But is it formal really happens on you as well?
FOMO only happens to me in investments. When
Because
there's a new business or new project that is up, I always get FOMO or fear of missing out on this investment when I get in early so I can get
yeah.
the most gains. But FOMO in being the getting more followers or being the first to post or being the first to comment, no. Because I always view it as how is this going to impact positively in my life. And actually I spend a lot of time on my phone, right? But it's on the things that see, even I can press this. Uh, but when do I use it most? You see, I walk 10,000 steps every day, and these 10,000 steps that I walk, I mean, not because of anything, but it becomes like I'm a personal trainer. I invested an amount of money in an app. This is not financial advice for anybody. I'm just saying this is what I'm doing myself. Since I put this amount of money in already, I have to walk to earn it back and eventually to earn money. So that becomes my best personal trainer. Now, is that a good decision or is that bad? Could I lose all my money? Yes. But then I ask myself, how much to invest? How much to invest is the real question. Because the more you invest, of course, the more you earn. But it could go to zero. Because always in any project, there's a risk. So I ask myself, how much am I supposed to pay a personal trainer to push me to go to the gym and walk and exercise? That is how much exactly I will invest. Because this money now becomes my main personal trainer that I will walk no matter what every day. And with an additional, what do you call this? And I could be earning money as well. But even if it goes to zero, I won't regret and feel sad about it because I will treat it as I've given this money to someone else as my personal trainer. It's gone anyway. So that's the first thing. That when I talk about FOMO, always FOMO. If I were how to 怎么说呢？如果我刚刚开始投资，我肯定有多少 hut 高一塞浪，那么那如果有了经验，我就想，FOMO 是 OK，我只会用几巴仙的这种 FOMO 来所说的玩。然后 when do I use social media the most? Because I have to walk 100 minutes every day. There's a limit. You can't walk 24 hours to earn. There's a limit per day. Then it refreshes your energy, refreshes. You got to walk again. So there's 4 to 5 similar apps that I use as I leverage in case one goes down. And on top of that, it's about 100 minutes. And during these 100 minutes, that's when I use social media to listen to news and things that I'm interested in. So I learn new things every day for minimum of 100 minutes while walking because I'll be walking anyway. So while I'm walking, I'm listening. So I'm doing these two things at one time so I don't waste more of my time when and of course I use it for entertainment as well to watch movies. But when do I do that? During my dinner time and lunchtime. So I'm eating while I'm watching a movie. So I do two things at the same time. So then I have more time later on to do other things. Because if you're gonna eat outside for 1 hour anyway, might as well be watching using your eyes and your mouth to eat at the same time. I mean that's just what works for me. And then at night or before, like I said, when at airport and all this, while waiting for something just to waste time using phone, I play games. But these games have a chance for me to earn money. It's the same thing as this as well. But I'm not asking anyone to invest. It's just what I do. Because I know I'm gonna waste time playing games anyway, so I just play where if I'm in a top 100 leaderboard, which I was last month, I earn $100, 160 US dollars from that. So
Wow.
of course, that game once it's repetitive, it becomes boring. But
Yeah.
my whole thing is since I want to waste time, I might as well waste time with a chance of earning money. So
Yeah, over
that's how
here,
I do.
I think most of audience here, or maybe for those who actually listening here, actually can they might have the question to ask, wow, what's the special game that you play? What's the investing and what's the things that you actually learn?
Actually,
But the key,
this one I can promote because it's free to play.
uh-huh,
It's a new game called Benji Bananas. But if you can
Benji
see the,
Banana.
I don't know if you can see the
I
photos.
don't think can see that
You can
because yeah,
yeah
maybe I can just type at the comment. Benji, Benji.
BENJI and space bananas.
Bananas. Okay. Anyway, what I want to say is, but the key I heard here, I listened over here, that the thing inspired me is actually how can actually control his time. So when we talk about social medias, we know we just now when we discuss, right, we actually knows most of the pattern that we use social media. We could actually affected by the numbers of likes and comments, all the content which trigger our emotion most of the time. But actually, what important here is time, like inspired by Ken's stories. It's actually how we use our time on social media, or without this online social media as the offline social as well. So which is very fair, right? To us, everyone, we have 24 hours. So if you make our time's quality and the value uh, to us, then I will feel, then we can feel the value, then we can aware about it, right, Brandon? So 我觉得我听完 Ken 的 story，他让我想起就是，其实 when we feel that we're aware that social media is actually destroying us, the first thing we think about is actually, oh, don't use social media lah. But things like that, it's like smoking, or if you go with a drug, if you go with something addicted, you can't just stop it straight away. It will eventually hurt you more, it will destroy your emotions straight away, right? You think it's going up like this, you can't just shut it down like that. So we need to have some practice, or maybe some ways actually helping you to how to turn it or to modify it to make use of that things or control on that thing, right, Brandon? So
Precisely. I like to end with this, right? So I would encourage the audience who are watching, right? If social media, you feel that if social media is starting to affect your life, right? It could be making you sleep less, right? It could be making you more emotional, right?
emotional, yeah.
Yes. For no particular reason, you start to have feelings of anxiety,
Anxiety, yeah.
yeah, feelings of not enough, those kind of feelings. I would encourage you to trace back what have you been consuming, right? There is a reason why they call social media users social media users. Same with drug users.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I would encourage you to trace back, right? Why do you feel the way you do, right? And if you are feeling that social media is slowly destroying your life, right? There are certain steps that you can take, right? For example, 1 hour before you sleep, right? Put the phone away. Read a book. Speak to your loved ones. Call your friend, right? But many of us are just bombarded by the fact that our phone is just right beside us. Whenever we feel any sense of loneliness, boringness, we just take out our phone and it's always there. We just swipe. We try and swipe things away, right?
Mm.
And that is called instant gratification. We want something, we want it, then we want it now.
Mm.
So what I'm saying is, perhaps if social media is starting to affect your life, perhaps you can actually do a simple detox, right? Start with 30 minutes, right? Not using it for 30 minutes and see how you feel, right? And then extend it longer and longer and longer, right? But realize that as Ken shared the insights, right? It could be a wonderful tool that you are not making use of enough. But it is okay if you are making use of it. But it is not okay if you are being made use of the tool. So I hope our audience tonight got a few things right, and they understand that social media is a tool. It can also be a very slippery slope. So balance is key.
Balance. Yeah, and don't forget about awareness. Aware about how you use social media, how you feel about social media feed affect your life, and then how it trigger your emotions. So of course you can easily to check your current latest emotion status by using the free tools we have in today's the free mental fitness screening by using sharing this code here. Where's the code now? Yeah, here to get free mental fitness screening. So Brandon, maybe you can talk about these tools again.
So basically, Voice for Health is basically a vocal biomarker service. Just 3 minutes of your voice recording, we can come out with a report on your health, your physical, mental, and also social health. So do give it a go. It's just 3 minutes of recording your voice, and you will be able to get a report. So, and talking about tools, if you are not aware, all social medias have actually a tool to actually track the time that you spend on that particular platform.
Screen time, huh?
Yes, the screen time. So if your screen time exceeds what you think should be the number, right? If you're surprised by the number, then it is time to perhaps do some social media detox.
Yeah, yeah. That thing another maybe think another wise is actually if you don't control the social media control you. It's just like money. If you don't control the money control you. It's just like the time. If you don't control the time will control you. That's simple.
Emotions.
Emotions. Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
control your emotions control you.
Yeah, definitely. All right, that's all for today. So for next week, we're gonna share what topic? Let me say.
Scan the QR code right here to get your free screening today. Take action.
Okay, here you go. Yeah, scan the code here, take the action, and know what inside of you. I mean, you have to aware more how to say more details on yourself. Then you can do focus on the right direction, right? Okay, let's see about next topic. Oh, not this one. Wait, here you go. Wow, this one's still a bit.
Yes.
Feel headed and anger towards someone. Guess what? You have given all your power to that person.
Ooh.
Oh, headed, anger. It's a trigger of emotion. So you have given all your power to that person, meaning that
you get angry
all
at
the
someone.
energy.
If you get angry at someone, you've given your power to the person that you're angry at.
Looking forward for the exciting topic.
This looks really insight to emotion. You see, we emotion we don't think much. We just feel anger. Then I want to shout, I shout. I want to argue, I argue. But when we do this, what happens actually at the under it or behind it is actually you given all your power to that person. Really, correct.
Would you want
So
to
meaning
give? Would you want to give your power to the person that you don't like, you hate, or you're angry at? Definitely no. But
So
when you're
another
angry
way
at
meaning
that person, you're already giving that power. How are you giving that power? Let's talk about it next week.
wow. So meaning that you spend time for the person that you actually don't care. I mean well, let's find out next week. Bye bye. Thank you for all the inspired stories and the talk. Thank you.
Good night.
See you next week.